Hey, I'm gonna answer this from my perspective. I've been writing for 30 years, and every story that I've told starts with an idea. The idea said, "Man, what if this happened? And what if that happened? And what if she did this? And what if she did that?" That would be my way of putting the story together. And I make sure I see it up here, and something that's interesting. Something that is different, or something that is not as cliche, something that I haven't seen before. So usually, storytelling. I mean, first, before I put my ideas on paper, I had to learn the art of storytelling. And because it is an art form, it isn't just a situation where you just write down your ideas. It's a situation where you really, really bring in all these beautiful elements to make one story. What? And it's crazy. Growing up, I never completed a puzzle, and something I still want to do as an adult is buy me a puzzle and complete a puzzle. That's, for some reason, that's hunting me all my life. But that's what storytelling is. It's just finding the piece of the puzzle and making one beautiful picture. And that's when you think about storytelling. Don't get so caught up in your ideas that you forget to tell a story. It's very important that you tell the story, not just your ideas. It matters. Your protagonist carries the story. It's the character that your reader or your audience rolls with from the beginning, and the emotions of the main character is going to be the same emotions that your readers are going to feel, because that's the hero. That's the person that is trying to achieve something, and you're rooting for that person. So this is why I tell everyone, you can't, it's very important with your protagonist that you don't allow them to be a very immoral person, or a person that does something where you lose the reader because they just did something that's very immoral or bad. So that's who carries your story. Is your main character, your protagonist. That's how you gotta move through each chapter through that one person, and everything else you surround that person with. And the problem, whatever the situation that character has to go through, your reader is also going through that. One of the things that I think play in my favor when it comes to storytelling is that over the years, um, that I really, really want to tell the best story. So I am willing. I don't just want to tell a story. I want to tell the story that you're going to go home with, that's going to stay on your mind. I want to teach you something in my story. But most of all, I don't cut corners. If there's something that I want to happen in my story, sometimes I got to write an extra chapter, maybe two, just to get my point across. But I think a lot of the biggest mistakes other storytellers do is if they rush, they want to finish it, they want to get to the end, and then they rush their story, and their story is messed up by the time they get to the end. So I'm going to say to you guys, don't rush the story. Write an extra chapter if you have to, because once the short story is out there, and once people read it, what you put out there is what's out there. You can't read and go like, man, I should have did this. I should. Make sure you are thorough with your story. Another thing that I think that is one of my secrets is that I realize that I'm not a person that's going to describe every little bit. Some writers, they describe the doorknob, they describe everything in the room or whatever, and that's fine. But what I realize is, now I don't know how true this is, but what I realize is that the more your reader feels emotion of what's going on, they gonna see it. You ain't gotta describe it for them. They gonna see it and they gonna connect with it more than you telling them what's in the room. Once they feel what's in the room or what's going on through emotion, through somebody yelling or through how they feel, they gonna see it naturally. The description of what's going on without you having to. And that's a secret that I have with my writing, is being able to tap in to my readers emotionally. And I think when you do that, the mind is going to paint the picture of what's going on more so than you trying to describe every doorknob in a room, the chandelier and all of that. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to go through all those details. You know what I'm saying? That some writers go through all those details, and that's fine. You know, again, for me, you know, I would, you know what I'm saying, I'd rather say the chandelier fell or something like that. You know, and that is enough for them to know that there was a chandelier in the room when you say the chandelier fell to the floor. So, you know, I think sometimes what makes it hard for me to read a lot of books is that I think that authors get caught up in trying to sound like authors. They want to describe every little thing, but they're not really telling you a story. You know, I'm not connecting to it. So that's what I would say to you. Make sure your readers are always gonna connect with your story through emotions. So I would say to you, that's my secret, and I'm sharing that secret with you.